And we're live. Hello, everyone. Claudia's comment came before we're gonna be live.
How this happened? This is so nice of you, Claudia. Thank you for joining.
Nice.
Even though it's Friday and you are having training,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe you will be able at least for a couple of
Rena is here. Hello.
Rena, but from the other workout profile. That's cool.
Nice.
Anybody else is going to join us? Let's wait a little bit before we start the subject. Let me have today's article on your phone. Can I borrow your phone?
Yeah, of course.
His phone is black. He's always on the dark side. So you have us here. This is the dark force. This is the light force, which says doing keto Greek style. And not only that, I'm Star Trek, he's Star Wars. So you see how it works. Good cap and bad cap. Keto police.
Keto police. And I said, Black Ops. That's the reason I call myself Black Ops, guys. Special operations.
Well, we the good guys, we know to make keto dough. We know to ketonize stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's really critical in this way of living, way of eating, name it, to ketonize all this stuff. Here working, I think, Tsureki, I think it's something like...
I think this is Tsureki, yes, it was sometimes Tsureki, around the Easter time.
It's the first time, actually, we utilize a
Cheers
little bit.
with sea buckthorn to everybody. This is not orange juice. This is not orange juice. This is sea buckthorn. Of course, I would never drink orange juice. Nothing you can miss on keto. Everything can be ketonized and replaceable.
Exactly. So all these recipes can be ketonized, as we said, and you can use them... especially during the holidays. Holidays are approaching. I think we are less than maybe a month.
Well, the holidays already started in USA with Thanksgiving.
And
now there will be
next week Black Friday and all these things. Slowly starting implementing days that they're.
Hello, Anna. How are you, Anna? Thank you for joining.
Claudia says it just had a glass of Sandor.
Yay! We all have to learn in all languages how it's called. So Claudia likes the German name.
The German way, yeah.
The German name, but we call it, how we call it actually? Pasiter, between ourselves.
Yeah.
Or we say hypophytes.
Hypophytes, yeah.
Ohi.
Okay.
We call it hypophytes.
In hypophytes, yeah. In Greek is hypophytes, like the Latin name, of course, hypophyte.
Well, the first Europeans who got in touch. I wonder actually how originally it was called there in Tibet, where Alexander the Great discovered it. How the people of that area called it originally. We will have to investigate it. How it's called in...
But I think around this area of Tibet and generally India, they were really blessed to have like sea buckthorn, monk fruit, and all this stuff that they consume almost
Rena
daily.
Is drinking the same. It's so nice to hear that. Isn't it nice when you
the same. Finally... It says cheers, mate. So enjoy
cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, she understands why you are using this expression.
Exactly.
The thing is, you feel like you're not missing the good tart feeling of drinking something refreshing and full of vitamins. Yeah, the Tsureki will be again great. I think why not? You can make Tsureki even for Christmas. Doesn't have to be Easter time to make Tsureki. You can make it at any time. This is
unfortunately in that version we didn't have mahleb inside, but next time we're gonna make it with mahleb, and I think mahleb is something awesome and it gives extra aroma and taste.
Mahlepi. Yes.
Claudia says I prefer Sandor more than acerola, and my mom the other way around.
Sea buckthorn actually is more nutritious. Acerola is rich in some vitamins, vitamin C, number one, but it doesn't even have close omegas. It's not a fatty fruit. It's actually a carby fruit. So it has carbs. Well, luckily they are not sugar. Most of it is not sugar. But when it comes to sea buckthorn, it's a fatty fruit. It's a fruit which consists of predominantly fat and fatty acids. And then it has a little bit of carbs and it has a little bit of protein, but the vitamins and minerals are incomparable. So Claudia, in this case, you are right. Sea buckthorn should be your choice if you are a ketonian, especially.
Yeah, acerola is great choice.
Hypophytes, the one that horses
were eating, and they were regaining their powers.
Not only horses. In my language, it's called pasitern, but in Serbian, it's called vučitern, which means actually the torn of a wolf. why it got its name, because people notice that wolves, when they can't hunt, when they are feeling sick, or for any reason there are no animals to hunt, for example, could be snow, they would go and eat these berries and leaves of these plants. So that's why people would notice that wolves are going and eating berries. So this is an unusual thing in animal world, that a carnivore goes and eats plants. This is the only the only fruit that should be, even if you are on carnivore diet, should be still present, because it will provide you with a complete profile of vitamins, minerals, and especially omegas. So I think it's the only carnivore friendly
for
fruit.
sure. But we said about all this rose hip and of course sea buckthorn, that they share pretty much even the same names approximately. It's like dogwood, wolfwood, call it whatever, but they are really, really rich in vitamin C, and I think that's the conclusion, that's the bottom line there.
400 milligrams, 400 milligrams, it's a lot, guys.
Yeah, of course.
And you are safe to consume it because it has 1 gram of carbs.
And a lot of omegas. Sea buckthorn has a lot of omegas that we're searching anti-inflammatory.
Which don't exist anywhere
Omega-3 and omega-6. Don't be a bit confused by omega-6 when we are talking about their inflammatory in other foods. For example, when it comes to extra virgin olive oil, they're not inflammatory, they're quite the opposite. And the reason is that they are monounsaturated fats there, and that's something really good compared, for example, from fat from pork, or the other works quite the opposite.
Or chicken.
Yeah, chicken, exactly. It's not good.
Anna says that she's the only person that's not sick in her family. That's really nice. That this probably is because you are in ketosis and Apollonas is taking good care of you. I hope you're following his instructions.
Yeah, she's doing well, and she's towards carnivore more with small implementations of vegetables. And I think that's really good for somebody who wants to, especially during these days, the weather, there is too much humidity, I think, in the air. Viruses are thriving in this environment.
Look at my logo. I think my logo is awesome. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I want this logo next to Darth Vader.
Okay.
As a contrast.
So as I said, that they're thriving, and this is really important to keep consuming inflammatory foods and, of course, properties. And today we discussed with Anna that you need to consume, for example, cod liver oil. If you don't have the possibility, and especially people who you love and you want them to regain their strength and, of course, their health back, they should supplement at least with clean cod liver oil, vitamin D, vitamin A. They're going to fortify your immune system. When you're getting sick, it means that your immune system, your gut, your stomach doesn't work well. So you need to do something about your nutrition. Everything starts with nutrition and ends with nutrition. Exercise is something totally different. As I said, you need to have 100% good nutrition and 100% exercising. There are two different worlds that, when they're colliding together, they're creating some unique effect of great health and, of course, a new picture of your new self.
Yes, this is a great advice. Rena says that she's the only one person at work without flu, thanks to sea buckthorn and rose hip. It could be, but it's not only that. It's also your ketogenic lifestyle, and it's you got to get rid of this intruder.
Yeah, we have a small intruder. She loves this light, and it's quite warm here.
It's extremely warm today. It was a sunny day. We were totally surprised. So all the summer insects came back. So we are fighting to throw them out. We don't want to kill them, because if we don't get rid of them, we are going to have to eat them.
Yeah.
Okay, a joke. So guys, what's going on with sustainability? Is keto sustainable? Did you have a chance to go to GoesKeto.com today, please? If you haven't, check the article I wrote with a lot of passion. I actually covered 5 subjects. I covered the 5 questions that keto haters usually not ask, but point out. They think they're right. They're so much against keto. In this article, in the beginning, you will find that I actually gave a link to an article about keto haters. There is a person who wrote an article and actually went through all the keto haters' points and what they're trying to say and what they have in common. And turns out that it's all the time the same. The same type of people is against keto, and it's usually connected to their business. It's usually connected to something that they want to sell, which is supposed to work better than keto, but it doesn't. Because if it's working better than keto, they wouldn't need to talk against keto. They would just concentrate on that. So let's not talk against anything. Let's just talk pro. What works? What actually can bring health? What can bring weight loss together with health? Because if you're doing, in the article also, I'm starting here, if we know keto is the best way to live happy, healthy, and long life. However, some ketonians need a push in the right directions. We really believe that the beginners especially need the push in the right direction to accept it for life. Keto is sustainable. With just a bit of modification and adjustment, it's also enjoyable for years. It really cannot be boring or monotonous. It's not boring. You can ketonize everything. You can make so many great things. Okay, you maybe need to work a little bit on your skills if you have not been baking or cooking before you started keto, but everything will be 10 times more interesting. And really, it's not that bad. It's actually giving you more creativity. It's giving you more ideas, and you are ending up with healthy meals for the whole family. That's why when I say whole family, number one, I covered is it sustainable for long term. Of course, this is an important subject for everybody who started keto and finished the weight loss. Now they are wondering what's next. Are they going to continue keto or are they going to go back? So the second is keto. Is it sustainable to maintain weight after the weight loss? So could you please cover a little bit this subject? Should you put people on keto after they reach their weight?
It's gonna be difficult because when it comes to keto, people probably get used to consume a lot of fats, really moderate amount of protein, which for me it's a wrong approach. You need protein. You should keep consuming protein, and of course really low carbohydrates. But for a lot of people, actually, this has let's call it an effect that they don't want in the end, because they're starting losing too much. That means that you're going to have to keep the consistency of exercise to keep up this muscle tissue, and of course not to lose any more weight. It's really important to understand that if you become fat adapted, you're going to still using this fat, even if it's a single digit in percentage.
Fat,
yeah, exactly. You're going to keep utilizing it even more. Then maybe you're going to start feeling more hungers because the body doesn't have any more so much body fat, and it's keeping it as a reserve for really vital purpose, and it's starting utilizing a little bit different the energy systems. So it's gonna maybe create, as we said, it can happen gluconeogenesis even from fat, from triglycerides. So we don't say de facto only for protein. It's not only for protein. And here's the one other mistake actually we can see, that there's this misconception that gluconeogenesis can happen only for protein. No, it can happen even from triglycerides, because they have glycerol. Glycerol, it says its name, it's something sweet, it's something that can turn into carbohydrates. So for me, it's gonna be good maybe to start reintroducing a little bit milk products from cow. Not from cow, I'm sorry, from sheep or goat.
Happens.
Yeah, I want to say not cow, actually.
Not cow.
Or buffalo. These are great options. A2, B-casein. You don't have, again, to introduce inflammatory things. And plus some berries. I think this is a great opportunity for people who miss fruits. Maybe you can do some occasionally, and this is really good because here you get your chance to start consuming these great recipes here at the Goes Keto, maybe to make a cake, maybe to make something, a slice of it that you really missed during your journey to weight loss.
Yes.
It's a great opportunity to implement it in the new lifestyle that you want to maintain.
This is a great subject, actually. For all of you who are still on your weight loss progress and still haven't reached the ideal weight, don't worry. You will be able to make all these goodies that you can see behind me here, all these recipes that you can find in Goes Keto. For example, a recipe before this, it was the famous manitaropita. Manitaropita is a huge hit in Greece. In Greek group, Apollonas' Greek ketogenic dieta, how is it called? It's like a chain reaction. Everybody made it and everybody succeeded. One person even wrote she made it with her child, or he. She made it with her child and they love it, and now they're making the crust all the time like crackers. They're using the crust of manitaropita, which is our mushroom pie. Yes, mushroom pie is extremely tasty, but mushroom pie consists of crust which is full of nuts and seeds. So it's not, maybe it's okay a slice of it during the weight loss, but you can't eat 2, 3, 4 slices of it because you want to keep not only your carbs down, you want to keep.
But let's be honest, when you're gonna make something like this, you're gonna have to freeze it, especially if you're alone. You cannot share it with your family. You're gonna waste so much. Yeah, okay, but if somebody's alone, doesn't have family or something like this, cannot make a whole pan of mushroom pie. Imagine that you're gonna have to waste all this, because first of all, you will not be able to eat much of it because it has nutrient density. You're gonna feel immediately full after a piece.
This is the mayonnaise behind me. We are making keto quail egg mayonnaise.
So let's go a bit to the comments. I see there are a lot of comments here. Okay. Claudia says, for me, it's 11 months of not being sick and not having problems with sinuses. I can't believe it, because sinuses were a really problem for me, and I would use different medication.
I remember Claudia told me too, I had a lot of problems. I can tell you that they didn't totally disappear, but they decreased unbelievably.
Yeah, I think this is
winter time. This is this is a winter time, but this is the first winter that I still haven't had the sinus episode.
This is it. Keto is gonna keep you maybe 95% away. This is another treatment. This is another remedy. Natural, organic, B vitamin complexes.
A sun on a teaspoon.
Exactly.
A teaspoon of sun.
You will not get sick anymore.
You can't get sick with, and it tastes really good. And this still is not refrigerated. After it's refrigerated, it becomes even thicker, and you can use it for 7 to 10 days, not longer. Why? Because we want things fresh. We want things homemade. We don't want additives.
Exactly.
We don't want stabilizers or something that's going to prolong the lifespan.
Paula here.
Is working. Okay, have a great day at work. We understand that you maybe cannot participate, but we can feel your spirit with us, Paula.
Claudia, Paula, and Deb is here. They're greeting each other.
Deb.
Nice. Ren says yes.
That's the question.
The question, yeah. How not to lose too much? Can't believe that I'm saying that. I was an overweight for all my life.
Yes, you actually, you can go really on a low carb. It wouldn't be a problem for you now, because.
But here is another recipe that you can see that you can introduce actually if you are not in a weight loss anymore.
This is the
grilled
cheese.
Yeah, this is something that you can enjoy.
This is a grilled goat cheese, but this is semi-hard cheese, guys. It's really difficult to make it with cheese if it's not semi-hard or hard or aged cheese. So this is semi-hard, half aged, not. I think it's like 6 months, not more. But it's really tasty. It creates this crust. You can see I'm not using any fat, any oil, actually. It's just non-stick pan.
Yeah, you don't need literally anything. Just you need high temperature so it can create the crust immediately.
I think you are doing it.
Yeah, I'm doing
hand.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, Apollonas is a maestro when it comes to this cheese.
Yeah, I love it. It's my favorite. I love it since my childhood. We have also the tyrocroquetes, the cheese balls, actually, which is maybe together with lahanodromates and snails, one of the best.
Snails number one.
Snails are number one. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I know that. Just check it out. You see how sticky actually it is. It's spreading and look at it.
It doesn't have any additives. Yeah.
Nothing.
It's a natural goat cheese, and it's a plate of health. But of course.
Yeah, you can add some extra lemon, and that's it. You got your vitamins, you got your minerals from this, and of course protein and a lot of fat. That's it. I think it's great.
I can see
Marcella is here. Hello, Marcella.
Hello, Marcella. I would like to apologize to you. I really didn't have the time. I was extremely occupied. After this live, I'm going to sit down and design a mug for you. Marcella is one of our patrons, and she is so active on Goes Keto. She has been ordering stuff from Goes Keto. She has been participating actively in our lives. Marcella will get a gift from me. I will design a special mug for her, which is going to say Keto Yaya. Only the Greeks understand what it means, Keto Yaya. That was Marcella's wish, and I'm going to design it tonight, so you will receive it very soon.
That's nice.
It's going to be a gift for Marcella, and everybody will receive a gift very soon. We're going to start with gifts and giveaways. Let's see now. Other comments.
Paula says, Lucky Rena says this is the best place to be. Congrats.
It's the best place to meet. I also agree. So much good energy, so much good ideas, so many great.
Today bought a size small trouser, says Rena. Nice, that's great.
Okay, size small, Rena. That's my number also. When I ordered this, Apollona said this is actually small. Apollona says this is not gonna fit you when he saw it. And actually, not only that it fits me, even
you must see that I'm seeing from my perspective that I'm wearing usually extra large or extra large. So in my eyes, this is tiny.
Guys, if you order something from Goes Keto, please, before you order, there's a chart. You can see you can measure your waist, your chest, your shoulders, the length of
metric and imperial. So
you
no worries.
Also metric and imperial measurements, so you can see what the product actually measures. So you can see if it's gonna. We had a problem, I think, with Paula. It was too big for her.
Yeah.
And then she gave this T-shirt to her husband, and she ordered another one. It's really easy to
it's for here in Europe it's a little bit different because we don't have the same numbers like USA. They're like a number up. At least I don't know why they're a size up.
For example, Italians, they have very small numbers.
Yeah, they're.
If you're taking something, I think
slim. They're slim fit.
I would wear M, not S, because Italians are tinier.
Yeah, it's
smaller
this
in
slim
general,
fit,
especially
they
shoes.
like to take generally the upper of the cloth, the silhouette of the person. So.
Well, I like that.
Anna says, "I'm dreaming it, Roberta."
She's dreaming it. Don't worry
about the Mantarobita. Yeah.
Well, you will. I'm sure that by Christmas time she will be able to try it.
Yeah,
will
for sure. Yeah,
Christmas?
Yeah.
For you, Anna, Christmas will be Keto Christmas. You can make all great things. I will be making melomacarona. I will be making chocolatopita. I will be making lemon bread. Everything will be keto version. There's no need. I will not even use Zea. I will use only keto-friendly ingredients, and it will be awesome celebration.
Yeah, it's going to be something really nice.
What else we have?
Compliments to Rena. Yeah, nice. This is great.
We agree. Go, Rena. And Marcella says, "Don't be silly. Don't apologize. How are you?" It's. I'm really sorry. I promised I will be designing it yesterday, but I didn't have the time to touch my computer. Maybe, guys, you notice I didn't even post anything in the group we have. I can see that there has been conversation. Richard was active. Richard posted a caricature of himself. I loved it so much.
I don't know. I didn't have time to check the group at all.
We didn't have time. Actually, yesterday was a very, very busy day. Plus, yesterday I had my BB. As you know, my BB space. Here I even have a booklet of BB. But BB is actually something that I am able to do thanks to keto. Why I'm saying this? The costume I'm doing. My shows are usually in the morning or sometimes around noon. I am fasting usually, or I don't have breakfast at all. I do have coffee. Sometimes I have goat milk in my coffee, and that means there's no fasting. Then I add some butter, so it's a keto coffee. Most of the times, I don't eat anything until 2 or 3 o'clock afternoon when we come back from the town. If we are going to another town, if we are in Mostar, maybe we are finishing sooner. But the other day in Mostar, we had one show at 11 and the other show at 1 o'clock afternoon, which means I finished sometimes around 2, 2:30. We came home, it was 4:00 already. And I didn't eat anything that day, but what saved me? Do you know? Can somebody guess what saved me? Between these two shows, it was my first show, and I needed to work on my voice. You know, many actors are doing these practices, how to maintain your voice so that you can have 2 shows in a row. Sometimes you don't have a microphone, you have to use the power of, sometimes you talk very low, sometimes you talk very high, but when you are with children, you really have to talk high. And there's a possibility, if you are not well trained and if you don't know how to work your throat, your voice actually, you will have some problems and maybe stay without voice for a couple of hours. So what saved me? I gave you here a hint. There is single keto food that you can take with you. Apollonius went to the supermarket and he brought me this food. I took 4 of those. Okay, 4 of those. I'm still helping you. Who's gonna say what I took? It helped me with my throat. I took it raw, and it gave me energy to not. Yes, Anna, you are correct. Apollonius, there's a big supermarket across the school where I was giving the show, and I kept drinking. It wasn't chamomile; it was mint tea.
Yeah.
But I told them it's gonna be too many hours. I might need something more energetic. They only had cow's milk there, so I couldn't have coffee with cow's milk. And Apollonius says, let me jump to the supermarket and see if they have. Luckily, they had quail eggs. He brought me quail eggs. I literally broke 4 of them, mixed them with a small spoon in a coffee cup. There was some coffee in the bottom.
Yeah.
I didn't mind. It was like agotino.
Agotino, yeah.
And I drank it. Not only that, raw. That's advantage of quail eggs.
Yeah, you can.
I drank it. Not only that my throat felt so much better, but I had the energy to go through another show. And maybe some of you saw this show includes dancing, jumping, screaming at some points, trying to control children because they get excited, playing piano, singing. It requires a lot of energy. If I wasn't keto, I wouldn't be able to do those things. So there's another thing, keto on the go, and it's also covered in this article.
And lately we are a lot of on the go because more actually theatrical shows for Roberta are coming. We have to hit the road. We have to visit places maybe 2 hours away from here, Mostar, where
next show is
actually
on Wednesday.
Located
it's 2
at the
hours
moment.
Away from our town.
So always it's not an option to eat. I think fasting is the priority. For example, for me, I will fast until at least 1 or 2 o'clock.
I will definitely take quail eggs with me. Since it's winter and it's okay to keep them in the car, they will not get spoiled because it's
you can have
cold.
Now because both of us we don't have problem with weight or something like this. We can have maybe beef sausage. We can have feta.
Sausage. Without
avocados, you can have
feta.
Feta. Yeah, we said all of this, or even some nuts. Nuts is another option for people that don't want to anymore to lose
people
weight.
Who don't have problems.
Maybe macadamia. I love macadamia. And for example, tomorrow, because we're traveling in the morning with Roberta, we're gonna go again to Croatia. We're gonna definitely bring back macadamia. I love macadamia, and it's, I think, the only nuts that I love to eat, and I don't have problems.
So here's the cake behind me, guys. Did you try to make this cake? I think it's one of my favorite cakes, but I have so many favorite cakes, but it's a chocolate cake, layered chocolate cake, which can be prepared for special occasions. It can be prepared for birthdays, for even Christmas celebrations, etc. So I'm going back a little bit to the subject of everything can be ketonized, and keto is sustainable if you are accustomed to making things at home. But what happens when you are traveling? If you cannot make things at home, if you can simply, you don't have the time to make things at home, then you have to work your way around. First, you have to learn how to order food out, where to eat out, and then even better, learn how to shop on the go. When we travel to Split, Apollonius usually eats smoked fish. And you can always find smoked salmon somewhere where you live. If not, he's buying smoked not mackerel. You're buying sea bream.
Sea bream, yeah, usually, or sea bass.
Sea bass or sea bream. Smoked.
I don't know. Actually, maybe there is a photo of me eating these things
some
in the
olives,
car.
some avocado, some feta cheese. Me, I'm taking
I will tell you the truth.
Yogurt.
I will not spend a penny of my money in a fancy restaurant that will not serve me quality food and not enough food. I want to eat something really quality and
nutritious.
Yes, of course. And I know when I will visit, for example, Split, I will find it in the supermarket, in a specific supermarket. So I will not.
Oriental Wind keto cake. So this Oriental Wind keto cake tastes something between shampita and baklava.
Yeah, guys, you can see me eating fish literally in the car.
Smoked fish in the car. Yeah, why not? Because after that we went for coffee. And I was even able to order a smoothie, freshly prepared smoothie, which was totally keto because it was made with avocado. It was parsley, avocado,
lime, I think.
Lime and celery.
Celery, yeah.
And they had apple in it, but I said, please exclude the apple and add some coconut oil to it. And it was a keto smoothie. So after we actually had our meal in the car, why in the car? We are on the go. We want to eat quality food.
Yeah.
We don't want to compromise. If we are somewhere where we don't know what kind of oils they are using, what kind of frying and cooking oils they are using, or what type of...
Let's be honest, you're visiting a touristic area. You know it's going to be super expensive and you don't know what you're going to be served. So it's a tricky situation. Yeah, so you need to know how to move. This is experience.
And there are things which can be consumed throughout the year. There are things that you can consume in the summer. There are, on the other side, there are things you can take with you during the winter.
This is the advantage. Winter is an advantage, actually, when it comes to food. It cannot spoil. You have it in the trunk or...
You can take them pickled in a jar or boiled in a jar, or you can take them raw. This is the advantage of quail eggs. You can have them raw. You can buy them literally there if they are selling them in that town and crack a few of them. Mix them with a spoon somewhere.
You can have always in your car while you're traveling. Don't have a knife, but because of the police, of course, you
can
control
buy
the borders.
Knives
yeah, you can have anyway spoon or the Swiss knife, generally, which has utensils up to it. Yeah,
yes, that's a great
military stuff. You can have it and just eat with this and later wash it at home.
You can also make meals at home. You can make crackers. You can make muffins. You can make even those pitas that I'm making there in the... There are so many things which you can make and take with you on a road trip, even in the airplane. I think Michelle
and
told
wait
us
in our dessert. Let's be honest. This was 100%
we were
cacao
lucky
chocolate.
To find this thing.
Super cheap. Actually, we were surprised how... I said something is wrong here. This chocolate is 100% cacao.
And nothing else.
And nothing else. And was way much cheaper than...
Mass, as they call it, cacao mass.
Mass,
it's actually cacao mixture.
Actually, I saved the package. Just the package stands up there to have it as a...
So you can buy it again.
Yes, and as an example.
It was first time for Apollonas after years and years to eat industrial chocolate. Usually I would fix him, quick fix chocolate. You can find the recipe in Goes Keto, which is just room temperature butter and room temperature coconut oil, cacao, and stevia, or a little bit of sea salt. I always add sea salt. It's an old trick of chefs, how to make chocolate taste better.
Yeah.
And he would have that, and that would be his chocolate fix. And this was the first time that he actually had industrial chocolate. So if you search...
One ingredient, that was flawless. This was literally a gem. I don't believe that I'm going random in the supermarket to shop the butters and things that we usually bring from Croatia. Feta cheese and all these things. And I said, Roberta, what's this? I didn't believe it. As I told you, it was way much cheaper than the regular chocolates that they are like 80%, even 95%. Yes, I was able to find 95%, but still has cane sugar inside. It has like in 104 grams of sugar, but still is not clean for me. Since that product has only one ingredient, and this cacao mass, 100%, is it bitter? Of course it is. But
no, For me, it was more sour than bitter.
But
I didn't feel the bitterness.
Somebody who made the transition and you're gonna give him eat 100% chocolate will not. Let's be honest. A lot of people hate bitter chocolates and all these things. But since your taste buds,
a little bit more by doing keto Greek style. Why? I want to show it to you guys. We have been asked so many times, how is your keto different than standard keto? And when I say Greek style, I actually mean Mediterranean style, not only Greece, but all the surrounding area. You see, we have smoked fish. We have smoked different types of fish in the supermarket. This chocolate that Apollonas is talking about was brought from Italy. It's Italian product. It's one of
Milan.
the countries.
It says Milan up there. Yeah.
It's one of the countries which has very high standards when it comes to food production. It's extremely clean. Let's say if it's something originates from there, if it's a mascarpone, as you saw before, I was using mascarpone for tiramisu, or if it's buffalo mozzarella, or if it's some type of smoked meat, their Ministry of Agriculture
is the box second to
the chocolate.
The chocolate. Yeah, I saved it.
Okay, so it's try to be fast because I don't like to be alone in the frame. But okay,
I'm sorry, in a second.
What to do? I'll move here. Maybe I should move here.
Yeah, here it is.
He's coming.
I have in English. That's great.
Great. Okay, so we switched positions.
Yeah, here it is, guys. You can see 100% dark. And I don't know if you can see it here. Here are the ingredients. I don't know if you can see it. 100%, nothing else. Cacao mass, nothing else. And that's you need. Of course, here you can see they have 90%, 80%, and 70%. We read there they had inside extra sugar. We didn't want it. Why to consume something like this?
Read the label so you will be able to find products like this.
Natural sugars, 0.3% in the whole, in 100. And this is 75 grams.
This is not
even 100, the whole package. So you're...
but this is the natural sugar present in cacao bean. Cacao bean is just crushed and made into a paste. And then it was.
If you're gonna eat 100% of this, has 5 grams of sugar, of carbohydrates. I'm sorry, the whole thing.
That's natural carbohydrates
more than
from the cacao. So how is chocolate made? Chocolate made is by actually using this cacao mass, as they like to call it, or cacao. In Greek, it would be migba. Whatever is it in English.
Maza, it is in Greek. Yeah.
Maza. And that's the only, actually I'm trying to find it, pasta di cacao. This is how they call it in
Italian.
Paste. So it's maybe cacao paste in English. Yeah. So how this cacao paste is made? They are literally mincing or grinding the cacao beans, but without to be degreased. It still contains.
I know, guys. If you want to Google the brand, is this Zaini? Maybe you can have it somewhere that you don't know. You didn't.
So you know that we don't support buying industrial chocolates unless they're like this. Now this is
this is something that you can definitely have here or there to have a. Let's be honest. If you can have 2 cubes from this thing, you have like not even a carbohydrate, not even a gram, not even a half actually gram of carbohydrate. It has 54 grams of fat in 100 and 12 grams of protein. So the whole package 75 grams, not even 100. So you're really safe with this. And this is a product that you want to aim when you're doing clean ketogenic diet. Is it Mediterranean? No. So that's the reason we want to go slowly with these products and add them when
how come they're really... Ever since cacao came to Mediterranean zone, you can make it Mediterranean. You can make
we are talking mainly always for Mediterranean, and that's the reason I'm telling you. It's Mediterranean diet is something. It's a hybrid now. It's not what it used to be. It cannot be, but it serves a purpose, really good purpose, like coconut, like avocado.
Like cacao. like coffee.
Yeah, these things, you see, they came from America, usually from Latin America.
Actually, coffee came from Africa.
Okay, from Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's his new favorite country of origin for Arabica, because it used to be Colombia, and now he's totally Ethiopia. I love it. Guys, if you are having problems to drink unsweetened coffee, if you would like to enjoy coffee during your fasting hours, then you need to search for 100% Ethiopian Arabica, light or medium roast. Rather light if you want to avoid bitterness totally, but if you can have a little bit of bitterness, then you can have medium roast. You can find those things in specialized stores. They do sell them. Ethiopia is a country which produces, I think, the best Arabica in the world, and that's where the Arabica variety originated. Now, let's see.
Rena says, can we use 80% or 90% every now and then? Sugars are not very high in them. I think actually I have bought cacao butter. 90%. I'll do my own one soon, and fat bombs. So sometimes to buy
if
is
you're
easier.
If you are on the road, 90% cacao will be really okay if it doesn't contain soy lecithin. Can you turn the packaging and read what other ingredients?
Or sunflower lecithin.
Or sunflower, or
no,
some
this
other
is the new
additives.
Trend.
Yeah, you have to see what they're adding. When it's not 100%, something has to be in this 10%. So what are they
I'm
adding?
really skeptic even for 95%. But,
no, it's okay if it's. There is a product which we are buying in
there is, yeah, but always you're gonna have to read the
90%.
ingredients. You have 95% and you have a 95%. So it's up to you. Just read the ingredients. I told you, just don't get fooled even from 100%. Maybe it says 100%. Yes, and
but read the ingredients
exactly.
But if it's 100%, nothing else can be inside. What can be?
Stabilizer.
Yeah, but they will. Then it's not 100%.
It is 100%.
How?
They can mask it. It says 100% cacao, but it doesn't have a sugar. It's a stabilizer.
An honest company.
Yes, they can do it. They're not. I told you, FDA and European Union and all these organizations, call them name it as you want. They will not write them because they're not obligated by any law. They will not put maltodextrin inside. They can not even in the carb content. And suddenly you are checking your blood sugars and they're skyrocketing. Why? Because they're not obligated to put this stuff. So you need something that you are 100% sure, especially if you have problem to take chocolates that are not filled with all these additives. You need to be really strict and to be careful.
We talk about chocolate, and I'm making fat bombs right behind your shoulder. We are seeing how you can make homemade chocolate if you are on the road, and if you are on the go and you would like a taste of chocolate, then yes, 100% chocolate or 90% chocolate is okay if it doesn't contain bad additives, if you can find such a product in your country or your location where you are. And if not, you can make a day before your trip, you can make at home, homemade chocolate.
And cacao nibs are nice. They're clean, and you're 100% that
cacao nibs are safe.
Fine, yeah.
So you can have.
But always you need fine quality. You cannot go with these things with 90%, with 80%, because they're on the edge. Yes.
Sometimes they work. Sometimes you have to work your way around.
I'm sure that if I'm gonna eat 95%, it's gonna hurt my stomach. But with this, you don't feel anything. It's smooth. I don't know. I'm telling you, it's always something quality. It wasn't expensive as it actually must be.
I hope it will not.
Yeah, me too.
More expensive because I want to have.
Because nobody wants it. I
want to have a supply so I can use it on the go.
And generally the new way of eating of our people. You understand? Paula says, yes, they often lie and omit. Yeah, definitely. They don't care about us. Why to care?
It's a food industry. When it's industry, what you want small producers, you want small manufacturers, you want farms, you want farmers market, butcher store. Today we posted a photo of a butcher on Instagram, and it's a part of our article. It's in the last subject which we are covering, but we will go back to the article now. The last subject is keto on a budget, and that's why I posted the butcher there, because it's always cheaper and better to buy from a butcher. Why? Because you can ask your butcher for different parts. You can ask for a fattier cut of meat to be minced, and then it's gonna end up much cheaper than if you're gonna buy lean minced meat. You can play with your fat content in your minced meat. At your butcher, you can also ask for a fat.
Here are cacao nibs.
Yeah, here are the cacao nibs. Yes,
yeah.
This is the fluffy keto cake.
Awesome.
And you are actually controlling. You are putting as much fat as you want. You can buy fat to prepare tallow. Guys, I'm sorry, I would like to apologize for not publishing yet the recipe or doing it live, as I promised to you that I will be making together with you live cookies, Christmas cookies with tallow. There's still time. We're gonna make it. I have to make a new amount of tallow because we are using it on daily basis. Today I made soup with tallow. I also use it a lot for the roast. I roasted some veal. So
yeah, I think
it's going, but we are going to prepare a new one.
Yeah, the problem is, we have really busy schedule lately, and because we have to travel a lot, it's a little bit our time, I would say, suppressed. So,
yes, we don't have so much time as we had before, but we will not skip our lives. Again, we promise to each other.
As I told you, I have Skype overseas. That means different times. I had from New York, like 1.5 hours ago, and I have later again. And it's going on like this because, unfortunately, USA, it sounds like one country, but they have different time zones. Yeah.
Yes. But it's okay. Did you read Rena's comment?
No, I'm sorry. Says, I have seen today beef slices, roast beef in a pocket. Checked the carbs. They were great, but then a closer look at the ingredients and oops, casein. No, it stayed on the shelf.
They added casein to the meat.
Wait, I don't understand. This was probably like a stabilizer, of course, and all this. If it's this
Elena,
inside is this liquid, this sliced meat,
I'm not sure what kind of meat it was, but definitely pay a visit to the butcher. That's the place where you can buy.
No.
But you know already these things. And
it's a preservative, and this they're using all this. Who posted now something? I don't remember. And they have all this. They posted a product, and the ingredient says, "Is this fine?" I said, "No, it's not fine. You didn't read the ingredients." And read the ingredients, you're gonna see that it was something with coconut. I think somebody posted about a coconut milk or something. You will not find coconut milk so easy if just in a regular supermarket.
Paula has a product which she's buying, which is supposedly clean, but still it's in a carton box.
Yeah, okay, but still to go by yourself in the supermarket, grab something from the shelf, and you say, "Is it okay?" It will not be okay.
For
it's
the
really
times
difficult.
when you need something quickly, like coconut pudding, or you want to put it in coffee, it's okay. But try always to
all these products,
prepare everything at home. Try to prepare everything from scratch. This is how 90% of things you eat, of your meals, make them at home. Now, we are not talking when you're traveling. We're not talking when you are having guests or special occasions, and then you're going to use something to make things quicker. For example, you don't have pickles because you ran out of your own pickles. You pickled some vegetables, and now you don't have them. You can go to the supermarket, read the label if they are not putting a lot of stabilizers. Apollons today bought a huge jar of pickles. He found finally pickles without additives. They have sea salt and vinegar, I think. And he said, okay, on occasion,
they have
cumin,
and seeds of
pepper.
Pepper,
black pepper seeds. Yes. So if you can find such a product, and there are festivities ahead, you can have such products. But try to be like 10% of your general food, something with a barcode. Everything else has to come from butcher, from fisherman market, from
because personally, when I'm gonna eat something near to salad, it will be definitely fermented. I want something that has probiotics.
Especially
I don't want something
during the winter.
Yes, and especially because we know that people with IBS, I used to have IBS, I had terrible problem with my guts. Fermented food is really going well with my.
Always.
So I think it's a great option for people Not only IBS, but generally gastrointestinal problems.
Always think about the amounts. Vegetables, even fermented, they are a side dish. Main star of your plate is meat or fish or eggs if it's gonna be morning or first meal. You can have eggs at any time, but have in mind that vegetables are there not to be your main source of energy. Vegetables are there to be a side dish, to add some things which don't exist.
Plus, I think fermented food is another great option because you don't need to prepare anything. Just you're grabbing some from the jar and you're just putting it in a small plate next to your main meal. Of course, we're talking about eggs, meat, and fish. So you don't have to waste. You don't have to waste a lot of time and prepare. You can pour some olive oil. Already you have your vinegar up to it. It's great to make it with apple cider vinegar. Already you have the benefits from it. It's great to consume it. It's regulating the pH of the stomach and all these great benefits with acid reflux if you have problems. I think generally these foods are really beneficial for our body, our generally, as I said, gastrointestinal system, and a lot of people, because I know they have problem with gastrointestinal system, and I'm one of them. Luckily, keto, and especially after that carnivore, helped me. I think 99% to fix the problem.
Okay, so we have some muffins behind us. It's the red velvet cake muffins. I think everybody will enjoy them. Check them out. They could be also a great addition for Christmas, even though I made them for Valentine's Day, but they could be also a great dessert for Christmas because red and white, whatever is red
Bad
and
Valentine.
white.
Yeah, this is it.
Bad Valentine. We have a great song on that video. You can find the video on YouTube channel here where you are watching us now. Maybe if you are interested or you would like to prepare these muffins.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so there's also another thing we covered today in the article is keto for kids, and is it sustainable? How actually to deal for those people that have children with some conditions such as epilepsy or other neurological conditions or autoimmune diseases or maybe overweight or obese children, and they would like to put them on low carb or keto, depending what type of condition the child is suffering from. You can consult with your pediatrician, or you can also consult with a keto nutritionist which has been specialized in low carb and ketogenic diet. That's why I gave a link today in the article to for those of you who would like a therapeutic meal plan for a child. To Apollinas's actually direct link to create appointment with Apollinas. He has been working with children. He has been creating meal plans for children. He actually worked with children with obesity, diabetes, and children with epilepsy. So yes, keto is sustainable for children. We have an article about that. You can, the whole article, how to do keto for children and everything you need to know about it, with the links to scientific studies, with the links to even the Epilepsy Association and other sites which are covering it from a scientific and medical point of view. Also, we have links to a study which actually is showing how ketogenic diet and how the state of ketosis influences the seizures and their appearance. And also 30% of children on keto are recovering totally and the seizures don't come back. But they have to stay on keto. So is it sustainable? Of course it's sustainable if you are a mother or a father who will make Wiener Schnitzel for them, who will make chocolates for them, who will make treats and all kind of let's be honest,
it's a little bit difficult to it's tricky with children. We know that they're misbehaving, see other children.
Yes, this is the problem.
We have another I'm going to call it another society of people. So we need to, when you know that your child has a problem and it's a sensitive matter, you need to be more careful, and you need to give your best to find the best nutrition for this child. And I think a ketogenic approach, of course, therapeutic, because has a better ratio. Even low carb, I think, is not optimal for them. Needs a strict ratio. Yes, we're talking approximately 85 to 90% fat 10%, of course, protein for them. This seems to work best. And as Roberta said, 30% approximately, they could read all the symptoms. I think this is amazing. And shows us that ketogenic diet is not safe only for them, but for the rest of us. I think this is something amazing. And of course, new studies coming out recently that they're showing all these benefits. Not anymore cornflakes and fruits. Today, I received a very negative comment in my Greek channel about fructose and why I'm saying against fructose. Fructose is beneficial, especially for diabetics and all these things. And it's not a matter of the negative. I will call it comment, because what is negative? Because going against what I'm saying. And fructose is not just because it's not raising, if you're going to eat a banana, it has a different, if you're going to eat a raspberry. Yes, of course. But fructose is fructose. Fructose is going to destroy your liver. It's going to destroy eventually your pancreas.
Yes.
All these things that you're going to have fatty liver. Why are you going to have fatty liver? Because you're making overconsumption of fructose. How they're making fatty liver in the duck? They keep pushing inside corn and all these things.
Them corn and not only corn. Generally, we were talking about this last night about grain finish.
Grains,
yeah. When you understand that farmers are feeding animals grains when they want to make them fatty, when they want to make them full of fat so that they wait more actually before they're going to go to be slaughtered, then you understand that the same goes with us. If we eat grains, we're going to get fatty. It's simple as that. We don't need grains in our nutrition.
And we don't need fructose. I understand, yes, we can eat sea buckthorn, we can eat even strawberries. Sometimes if you are if you are low carb, you can even eat some cherries.
Or apricot.
Yeah, or apricot. I think after that, eating in one day, watermelons, pastas, bananas, biscuits, all these flours, fried stuff, non-fried stuff, baked, unbaked, doesn't matter. This is going to have, of course, consequences.
Let's go back to the subject of children's obesity, and it's present, and I'm really sad to say it is. Now that I'm doing these shows, I'm meeting a lot of children. So I'm usually doing my shows for 200 to 300 children. So after the show, usually they're coming to the stage and they want to give them an orthogram. I have those water washable markers which are fluorescent, and they like it, they smell like fruits, etc. So we socialize a little bit there, and they are giving me their hands, and 30% of these hands are overweight or obese. I can see from I don't even have to see the whole child. I see from the hand. And when I'm holding that hand, I'm thinking how to reach the mother of this child, because this thing is reversible. A child should not be obese, and it's really reversible. It's doable. It's not that difficult. Some people complain that it's expensive to eat low carb. It doesn't have to be. You can go to Goes Keto. There is a great article how to do keto on a budget or low carb on a budget. It all goes back to going back to the kitchen, not buying industrial, not buying supplements, but supplementing yourself with things that don't cost
Plus,
that much.
You don't require so much food anymore.
Bone broth, exactly. Bone broth is the cheapest thing that everybody can afford. Okay, they do charge in some countries for bones, but when you're buying meat, which comes together with the bone, it's usually cheaper, and then you're going to use the bone to make bone broth. It's the healthiest thing, and it's going to make any dish, any food tastier. You can use it as a stock, or you can use it to prepare soup to start your meal. It's healing you from inside out, and you can make it tasty so that even children like it. You can make a cream soup. You can add some veggies. You can add some eggs, like we are doing in avgolemon soup, so that it's going to look nice and creamy. You can make it colorful if you want it to look red or green, or even if you want to make it for children something unusual, you can make it look blue naturally. There's an article about that, how to make natural food colorings. On Goes Keto, you can find even such article. We are covering lifestyle subjects. We are covering subjects which are not only keto related, but somehow have connection with Mediterranean and keto lifestyle, because we think this is a lifestyle, this is not a diet. And this is the third year, and I think it has never been better, because now we don't have to struggle with weight loss. Me, Apollo, has never had to do that, but now I can organize and concentrate myself on making it healthier and my life easier, and everything I do in my life to do it without to be hungry, without to have energy loss, without to be sick in the winter, which is extremely important, guys. Every time you are sick, you are weakening a little bit. So your immune system, maybe it's getting stronger after one virus, but if you get another virus immediately after that, your immune system will not be able to react so quickly. So it's
with so much sugar and inflammation, your immune system is compromised. You need to see it as a whole society, or as a, let's call it an operating system that has been compromised by a virus, and you need an antivirus. And this antivirus is nothing more, nothing less from fats, good nutrients, and solid food, nutritional dense food, which is keto or carnivore has to offer to you.
And whoever can try carnivore for a month, you will not believe what results.
Not even for a month, do it for 2 weeks. And that's it. See how it applies up to you. See how it works for you. I know maybe it's a little bit boring. You don't feel any carnivore because it's just meat. It's not just meat. You have eggs. You have a little bit cheese. You have fish. A lot of people, I told you, we're talking always about keto Mediterranean diet. They are not including a lot of fish and seafood. They keep posting eggs, bacon, avocado, and circulating this. It's not like this. What we have here. Lucine. Hello, Lucine.
Hello.
Thank you guys for all these nice videos. You are welcome.
Thank you for participating. We haven't seen you earlier, so welcome to the world of Goes Keto. Welcome to the land of Ketonia, how we like to call it. It's a land where we all are Mediterraneans in soul and spirit, but at the same time, Ketonians are living and performing the healthiest keto. You just heard several Ketonians saying that they are not sick this summer. This winter, and it's getting better and better. This way of performing the keto diet is so joyful. You can enjoy. Look at those wonderful donuts that we are making in the Mediterranean zone. They have been ketonized. The ketonization is a process in which we are ketonizing traditional dishes and traditional meals that we all love. Ever since we were children, we have ketonized everything that's worth ketonizing, but still there are so many things to ketonize. Today, Apollon spoke to a client who's a Greek, but he lives in New York, and this client has a mother who wanted to surprise him and make his favorite food for him, and he asked if he can have a cheat meal. And Apollonius asked him, what do you want to be dish? And he said, lahana dolmades. And then Apollonius told him, but we have ketonized lahana dolmades. If you exclude rice and use some, for example, cauliflower rice or sesame seeds, you can have yourself keto lahana dolmades. And he was overwhelmed, and his mother will prepare it for him. So
I think it's
yes,
awesome.
It can be ketonized.
Since I work during your live shows, I'm Armenian, so your videos are in way close to my diet.
Oh,
nice.
That's really nice.
Nice,
so, they're really great. I know that Armenians have something very similar to tureki. It's a kind of
and all these,
Easter bread, and there are so many similar recipes.
Of course, and in Armenia, they have a lot of also, we have big connection with Armenia in Greece, and I have so many Armenian.
Thanks to Alexander.
Yes,
great.
And I have so many Armenian friends in Greece, and my dear friend
Nisha is here. Nisha, we haven't seen your comments a lot. Probably you are busy. She says you're right about that, Roberta. My brother is sick these days, and I've been asking him to take C-Buckthorn. He didn't like the taste. So you need to add some monk fruit or some stevia to it, and then dilute it with a lot of water.
Better monk fruit,
If you have monk fruit, then add some monk fruit
and
add some maybe orange zest. If you add some orange zest or orange peel oil, your brother will think
to tell you the truth, Nisha, me too. I don't like the taste of C-Buckthorn, I'll be honest. It's, for example, acerola, it's for me way much better in taste than
I don't agree.
C-Buckthorn. Roberta is quite the same. Me too, I don't find it pleasant.
I
won't say
adore
pleasant,
sea buckthorn taste.
but I don't have any problem with the tastes and these things.
He never liked fruits, so
for me,
actually
I never in my
he's
life
not
ate fruits,
relevant to say about fruits. I can tell you, sea buckthorn tastes awesome. If you just if you can't stand the sourness, you just add a little bit of
that's
stevia.
it. Maybe it's not just the sourness. It has some specific taste because it's really rich in all these micronutrients.
It has the beta complex. It's very intensive. It's like some type of carrot juice, but at the same time sour. Imagine if carrot juice was sour. This is why it's unusual. But if you add just a little bit of orange zest, it's going to taste
Paula
like
says my husband doesn't like it either. I love it. Says it's very individual. I guess yes, it is. It's just for me also. I don't like it, and it seems men that don't like it.
No, it's not true. I know men who like
Look, it's like 3 men that
but our
like
friend who comes so often, he always asks for sea buckthorn.
Okay then.
Come on, it's not this. It's individuals. I think the people who actually generally were not fans of fruits, then they.
Anyway, it's something great. You can always you're diluting it. It's
you're diluting it. Maybe it's the ratio. You need to dilute 2 to 3 tablespoons of this juice in 2 to 3 deciliters of water. You can use sparkling mineral water, you can use normal water, and then you can add any flavor that you would usually add in keto. You can add some vanilla, you can add some orange bloom water, you can add orange zest, lemon zest, even lemon juice. Everything can be fixable.
Says my father was Armenian, born and raised in Alexandria, Egypt, so I'm a bit international. That's awesome.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Your father went by the path of Alexander the Great.
This is what Alexander did. You see, awesome.
He was born and raised in Alexandria. Do you know Rena, who was also born and raised in Alexandria? And I think he might be the same age like your father. Did you know that Demis Roussos was born there? Maybe your father went to the same school with Demis.
These are one of the last generations of Greeks born of Alexandria. Because actually my teacher in the school was born also in Alexandria, I remember. And they are the last generations of Greeks.
Pouring the coin in Vasilopita.
Vasilopita.
Actually,
it's going to be soon. Almost maybe a month or so. It's gonna be time to make a new Vasilopita, and we're gonna be
New Year's
excited.
Cake, great New Year's cake, keto, 100%. This cake was served 2 times to Greeks, and both times they asked for another piece. And
actually, it has taste of karidopita. It's like a walnut pie to translate it.
But it has something extra due to this icing.
It's icing. It's something I think unique. It's really tasty. Besides the coating, the topping actually, which is really tasty because it's of course mascarpone and all these fruity flavors. Yeah, exactly. Itself, as you can see here, it's not like almonds a bread, but it's
almost walnuts and hazelnuts. 3 nuts together, but this year I'm gonna make it with macadamia, so he will like it even better because Apollanas is a huge fan of macadamia. I think I'm gonna use pecans and macadamia.
Are the best.
Pecans, macadamia, and something that
I'm looking really forward tomorrow to go to buy a few macadamias in
few macadamias
packages. Exactly. What do you mean? A few packages. I mean, in Croatia. Because they have this, when you're actually crushing them with your teeth, they have this milky, sensation.
They're
guys,
amazing. So if you really want
for me, it's the best. Not almonds, not walnuts, nothing, just like macadamias.
If you can find them and if you can afford them, because in some countries are very expensive. If not, then you can take blanched hazelnuts or almonds and enjoy our keto creations. Behind me, what we have, I think it's the yemista.
Or it's the gilhit, I don't know.
I think it's yemista, I'm not sure, but I think from it's the fish. Yeah.
Anna says, me too, Apollonas, but they're extremely expensive indeed. They're
That's why, they're expensive, but
€4 difference, around €4 from the other nuts. This is insane.
Yeah, I don't know why. In some countries, they cost the same, like
we've been this summer in Athens. I find them for €8. I didn't even buy them. I said, I don't believe such a small package costs €8. This I'm buying in Croatia is around 27 kunas, which is gonna be
You do the mathematics.
Around 6.
Me, I'm chopping yellow
like
pepper.
5 euros, approximately 4 to 5 euros per package. It's expensive
yeah.
though. But yeah, the problem is, okay, you are not eating. Yeah, exactly. You are not eating it every day.
You are not eating it every day. Exactly.
Just I'm gonna make a stop to have here once per month. You are eating it, and that's it. Okay. You don't have to keep consuming them daily. Or maybe you can make a sweet with one package. And
pecans are also very low.
I don't like them, yeah, but
they're low in sugar.
Yeah, they're low, and Brazil nuts also they're low, but I don't know, I don't like them. Brazil nuts are more oily. I like it more than pecans, but generally macadamias are the best. 50 euros per kilo says. Yeah, that's it there. So super expensive, but
100 grams, it's 5 euros.
They're salted as I'm buying, and they're really nutritious. You don't require other food.
On the go, if you are on the go, and usually he's buying this when we are on the go, it's covering you together with some. Me, I'm having some goat or sheep yogurt. Sometimes I have some smoked fish and macadamia, and I'm full.
Yeah, usually we are splitting the package of macadamia. You saw the photo. I ate the fish. I'm gonna eat a handful of macadamias, and I just 2 squares of or the chocolate. This one, guys, 2 squares of this chocolate, and you're done. So much fat.
Here is Richard. Richard joined us in the end.
Whoa.
But, okay, it's never too late to join us. I love macadamia so much. I have very little
real power to stop. Exactly.
Oh, I see.
This milky, actually, as I told you, that when you're chewing them, it's awesome.
Richard, this is how you're gonna do it. Never have macadamia as a snack or before the meal, or as something with some meal which is not very filling. To have macadamia after a good big meal, after a steak, after something you eat and you feel like totally full, and then you can have a couple of macadamia nuts and really enjoy the flavor. And you can maybe ground them and put them in
what I told Roberta when we've been in the car and we were eating is that I wanted to buy next time a couple of those and just melt them, throw a few macadamias inside, and have create a new chocolate fat bombs, let's call it, with macadamia, and this 100% chocolate, not even to put sweetener inside. You don't want any sweetener inside, just chocolate.
We also
and
have
macadamias.
Recipes how to make something in your hotel room if you are traveling. Sometimes hotels' rooms are equipped with a mini kitchenette, but sometimes even if you don't have that, all you need is a spoon and some plastic cup or even a real cup that they have in hotel rooms. So you can make a dessert, a quick dessert with a few ingredients that you're going to buy in the supermarket. So you can make keto dessert in your hotel room and enjoy it after the dinner before you're going to get ready for a walk, or before you're going to enjoy a nice bath in your room or something like that. You can prepare yourself a keto treat, and you need only a few ingredients: stevia, mascarpone, and cacao, nothing else. And you can buy stevia and mascarpone. And, well, you have stevia usually with you, or monk fruit, even better. And then you just buy mascarpone, or if you're in Greece, you buy goat cream cheese or sheep cream cheese or sheep yogurt.
In Greece, you have such a variety, you don't know what to choose.
Exactly. Now in Croatia, we have a lot, and it's important.
There is this abundance of these milk products in Greece. You want buffalo? Do you want sheep? Do you want goat?
That's the Mediterranean thing.
Goat and sheep. You want this? You want that? You know, you are literally lost, and there are so many names that you don't know what's that. 12.2 is here.
12.2. Hi.
Nice.
She likes my new hair. Thank you. It's a pixie. I went pixie because I'm wearing a wig for my theatrical show, so it's much easier to just wear a wig over this hair, and I can play. It's a boyish haircut, which can even, maybe I'm going to change the color these days. Let's see. I'm going to become real alien. How have you been? And thank you for your comments. Thank you for participating. How is everybody doing these days? Let us know. I know that it's cold where Paula lives. It's cold also in Britain, where Rena and Nisha are. But Richard is in California. He enjoys sun. Okay,
previous days.
Don't worry, sun will be back in California in a day
always
or two.
The short sleeves, I think Mediterranean.
Deb is in the south of our planet. She's in New Zealand, and there they have summer almost coming. Your face is just popping. Pop. I'm sorry.
It's freezing, says in Seattle.
I'm going back. It's freezing in Seattle. You see, Seattle is always rain or
Microsoft.
Wind or Microsoft.
Or Microsoft, yeah.
But in the movies, when they feature Seattle, it's always rain or
Seattle.
wind.
Supersonic. Yeah.
So, but one thing I would love to visit in Seattle is the Museum of Science Fiction. I heard that in Seattle there's a museum and they have a real size Enterprise there. Is this correct? Am I right? Did I hear it correctly? I would love to see that.
Richard's son is back today. Yes, that's it. This is California.
I told you it's gonna be back for Richard. And Richard, I love the caricature you posted today. So I think here on YouTube, you don't have a profile picture. You should use that caricature. It's really cool. But it was showing as if you hit yourself or something. Did you hit yourself in the gym? What happened there? We didn't have time to go to the chat at all, to our group of Ketonians. And if anybody would like to join that chat,
definitely.
You first have to become a member of Keto Mediterranean Diet Group. So we will invite you to join the chat. The FAT,
yeah.
You will be FAT adapted chatter. FAT adapted chatter.
She says, yeah, it's also romantic. Says our summer is the best.
It is. Yes, I know Seattle is very romantic. In many. Also, there's this movie about some love story in Seattle, but it's freezing in Britain still.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I've been thinking about that a lot because we have contact with many people from UK, and everybody keeps saying this, that it's freezing and it's December. What to do? We have to survive, and then it's coming springtime. After that, it's coming the beautiful summer.
Yeah, I have actually a client from Scotland, and it's constantly raining. Says, Fat chat. Yeah, that's it.
Scotland, my favorite place.
Yeah, your lovely place. So that means in Greek.
It means the dark land.
The dark land. Yeah, that's
the land of darkness. What to do?
Are you guys based in Athens? Only during the summer.
So it would be, sometimes we go to Athens in May and we stay until October. Sometimes we go in June. It depends. Every year is different. But yes, during the summer we are in Athens, but we don't like to be in Athens all the time. We prefer to be by the sea, so we go to Marathon or Skinas. Skinas is our favorite place in Greece, so you would love it. I don't know if you have been there, but you would love it. So behind me, you can see a syrup. I'm preparing syrup for
lemon bread.
Yeah. Let's talk about a little bit the cough syrup that we have a recipe for. This cough syrup is an ancient recipe, which I used monk fruit for it because monk fruit on its own, just boiled monk fruit was used for thousands of years in Tibet for fighting cough and successfully fighting cough, especially in children, just boiled monk fruit. But the main ingredient in my cough syrup, which you can find a recipe on Goes Keto, is pine needles. If you live somewhere where you can see there are a lot of pines growing, go ahead, pick some pines, cut them from the tree, boil them and make either tea or pine needle syrup, which you can find recipe. It's a keto version with grass-fed beef gelatin. Make this syrup and see how fast it's gonna work. It has two powerful components that would be grass-fed beef gelatin and pine needles, and then it has monk fruit to even further make it medicinal. And it tastes awesome. And maybe you didn't know pine needles are extremely rich in vitamin C, and they survive in the heating process. The vitamin C in the needles. So check the recipe. You can eat anything from a pine tree, from needles, bark of the tree, seeds, and even root. So everything is medicinal.
Richard says the caricature was for Paula. She didn't want to share her dinner with me.
Oh, I see. I like when our Ketonians are having fun.
Rena says 4.5 is already dark here. That's even worse than cold. Looking forward to springtime. Yeah, 5 months away.
We understand. We had this morning, we woke up and everything was bright. We were surprised because we had 10 days of rain. And the thing we did immediately, we made our coffee. We went to the balcony and we took our sleeves as much up as we could from our pajamas. And we wanted to feel the sun rays on our skin.
Feel the sun.
That's what the Mediterranean people are missing. And we're addicted to sun. But if there's no sun, you know where to go. You go to yolks, you go to quail eggs,
to cod liver oil,
fish, you go to fatty fish, you go to meat, which is grass-fed, and butter, of course, goat and sheep butter, and you will see that the sun will come back. Virtually,
please let me know how to join the group. I would love to chat with you guys.
Lucine, so no, she needs to join first Keto Mediterranean Diet.
Yeah, this is the group. Actually, the name of the group, you're gonna see by Greek Goes Keto. It's.
Are you going under the same name on Facebook, Lucine? If you are going under that name, I might even search for you and then just add you.
Yeah, or add Roberta on Facebook like a friend, so she can just invite you and join the group.
She doesn't even have to do that if she is going.
But I think it's associated with Greek Goes Keto group on Facebook. So you can, if you follow Greek Goes Keto, like Greek Goes Keto,
Keto Mediterranean Diet. But Lucine, just let me know if you are going on Facebook with the same name, or you have a different name on Facebook, and then I'm going to search for you and add you to the group. We are happy to have new ketonians, especially.
I'm going to search for you, and you're going to be ketonized.
You're going to be ketonized to the full potential.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Somebody actually posted
the
recipe
what I'm making.
Today.
I'm making keto honey substitute. You see, guys, I'm adding propolis there, propolis drops. Before I added bee pollen.
This was one of our first recipes.
Keto honey substitute. If you are missing honey on keto, this thing works miracles. It tastes like honey. It has similar texture if you leave it out of the refrigerator for a couple of minutes. So in the refrigerator, it becomes like a marmalade. But if you put it out of the refrigerator in a spoon or in a small jar,
it's too bright. I cannot see it here.
Yeah,
unfortunately. Yeah, here you can see.
Honey substitute. You have a recipe on GreekGoesKeto.com, and you also have a video here on YouTube.
So
you
much
can
collagen inside. All it has
minerals
actually,
from propolis and from
honey essence.
Essence of honey without sugar. And of course, if you have monk fruit, it's gonna even taste like honey.
Unfortunately, that period we didn't have monk fruit. It's with stevia.
We use stevia, but you guys, you should use monk fruit if you have ability to buy it. If not, from a store.
Says online. Yes, same name on Facebook. So
okay, I'm gonna search for you and I'm gonna add you to the group. So we have been 1.5 hours almost live.
Yeah.
Let's see if ketonians have any questions.
Questions before we're gonna go.
Before we're gonna say goodbye until Sunday.
Goodbye, yeah.
See you on Sunday, guys. We are live every Wednesday.
Do you think that Sunday we're gonna make our coffee or no?
We will try.
We will try,
Let's try.
Yeah.
Let's not promise anything because well, I really want to do it, but things are happening. Last Sunday, actually, we suddenly had to travel, so we didn't even have.
That's the reason we're gonna travel tomorrow, Saturday,
so that we have Sunday for you guys.
Yeah, it will happen tomorrow until night, actually. All right.
We have a lot of things to do tomorrow. It's a busy day, but we don't have a live tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think this is Ketella behind me.
Chocolate spread. Yeah.
Yeah, chocolate spread.
May the force be with you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
So we are waiting for you guys. Comments, questions. Lucine says she's in ketosis for 2 months now, so I'm new to it. Okay, we are happy to help you with any anything that you have to ask about Keto Mediterranean.
Any advice or recommendation, I think.
Anna says good night to all. Have a great evening, actually, Anna, because I think it's even no, for Anna is night. It's going nighttime. She's in Cyprus.
Yeah.
For Rena is afternoon or early evening.
Who's north, actually.
Yes, the time is passing so quickly in these live videos. I cannot believe sometimes.
Richard says, take it nice to the full potential and always stay positive.
Oh, it's so nice of you to say our favorite quote. Greek Goes Keto quote. If you had a meetup in Greece, what location?
Actually, we are thinking to make a keto retreat this summer.
Exactly.
Marathon. If you can Google Marathon Schinas. I'm going to write it down so you guys can see.
Yeah, Google it a little bit. See Schinas beach. Put beach or Schinas forest. The beach is located in an ancient, in front of ancient pine needle forest. So if we manage to make keto retreat there, we will be making a lot of things with pine needles. We will be picking wild pine needles from there and
crystal clean water. Everything is awesome.
Beautiful. Yes. Marathon, it's the
it's exactly up. I wrote the comment. Yes,
if you will be able to join us, if you will be in Greece that time, we are planning to make it September next year. We don't want to make it during the touristic season because it's overcrowded. Athens is everything flooded, is expensive. Actually, the flights are expensive, etc. So if you will be traveling to Greece, make it September.
We said after. Join us. Actually, there's New Year's. We're gonna give the information what's going on with
when will
about the keto retreat. I hope, guys. As I said, we need approximately 15 to 16 persons for the keto retreat. So it's gonna be okay.
It's my phone now. It's yours. Okay. When people can't reach me, they usually call him. This is what's happening. The song you heard behind us, When Will I Be Famous? There's a recipe devoted to this song on Goes Keto. It's a beautiful, beautiful chocolate. So if you would like to make fat bombs, but a chocolate, if you would like to make something special for somebody you love, check out the recipe for keto chocolate. It's called When Will I Be Famous? So what else we have behind us?
September says I can't wait.
That would be definitely. Great to meet you.
That's gonna be awesome to have all this.
What are we making here behind?
This is, I think, tiropita.
Is it tiropita?
I think it's tiropita.
Did anybody try to make Arena made it?
Yeah, Arena made it. Breakfast with Greek coffee.
I think her roommate ate a lot of it.
Yeah, it is tiropita.
It is our keto tiropita. It's amazing. Everybody should try it. Yeah, I should be making it for you. What do you say?
I don't know.
To make a portion of...
I don't know. I prefer. Yesterday we ate actually after
creatopita.
She made us some creatopita.
Yeah, you can find the recipe for creatopita on Goes Keto. It's a meat pie. It's a great pie with flax seeds and almond flour.
Before that, before that we ate scrambled eggs with feta cheese and some.
Very similar to this. Kayana, but without tomatoes.
Okay, Kayana doesn't have tomato.
You can find all these recipes. Look at it. I'm preparing tiropita here behind.
Rena says I might join you. Yeah, that's going to be great.
And if we're going to meet you in Greece, we're going to be so happy. We will see. Soon we're going to publish all the details. I really have to talk to the owner of the villa, which we want to rent. The villa will be able to accommodate from 12 to 15 people. So there are some other places in surrounding area. Maybe some of us will stay in other places, but I want us to be near, to walking distance through the beach to each other, so we can all meet in this villa where we will have workshops, presentations, cooking and dinners and lunches always served.
Go to swim a little bit.
We'll have swimming lessons with Richard. Richard is going to teach us how to swim properly. We will also have some competition.
Of course, I can show them how to swim like a rock. Go on the bottom straight.
To swim like a rock.
Oh, like a rock.
Okay, you can do some aqua
aerobic. Says 12.2 says I just looked it up. Sinas Forest is the spelling. What a location!
What a location.
Actually, we made here on our YouTube channel. We have a video reportage from there.
You can see here
how we walk through
the forest, and then you have a small reportage from our vacations there. So here on Goes Keto YouTube channel, just go through the categories. You have a categories reportages, so you can see how we traveled there and how we actually went from Herzegovina to Greece in fasted state. Apollonas was driving for 12 hours in fasted state. So we have,
here,
this
guys.
is the location, Look at the crystal waters. This is not fake, guys. I made this photo. The water is really like this. It's crystal clear. It's a special kind of sand which always sinks in the bottom, so it doesn't make muddy effect, even though it's extremely thin. So it was a beautiful, beautiful vacation. And this is Marathon. Here, for example, this is, the other one. This is Marathon Beach. So you can see, it's a beautiful place. And if everything goes well, everybody will be able to have a vacation they will remember forever. Yes. A keto vacation, keto retreat, keto Mediterranean, Goes Keto retreat. So there's always some quail eggs behind us. Look how beautiful they are. Here we are making quail egg omelette, I think. Yeah, it's an omelette with quail eggs.
Goes Keto is crazy with sea butter and quail eggs. This, I think I should make a t-shirt.
I have it already. So I have a new sweatshirt, which is similar to this, only it has a quail egg in front, and it says 10 of these a day keeps the dog away. Yeah. So if you would like to have something else written there, there's an option. You can write whatever you want, and then you will have one quail egg, like broken quail egg with quail egg coming out of the shell. So check it. It's in Goes Keto web shop. It's an interesting product. It can be customized. You can write whatever you want. It can be ordered in different colors and different sizes. Also, I made quail egg leggings. If somebody wants to be totally cool in the gym, you can have your quail eggs leggings.
Richard says I can show anyone swim techniques in that water.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It's
awesome.
It's so refreshing.
Lovely. And 12.2 says I love quail eggs raw.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to have them, but occasionally you can just make an omelette or use
them. Like this one.
This is a great omelette.
This is a pizza substitute.
Yes, this is an omelette which tastes like pizza. Totally. It's an omelette which tastes like pizza. But
I think
even has a texture of pizza.
We have some small hacks, I would call them, that you can treat yourself. And even though that you... Today I was talking with this friend, client actually, that he misses the Greek foods, and some cheat meals and that. And I told him that you don't need
we have
anything. Yeah, I have pizza, I have pasticcio, I have lahanodolmades, sarma, cabbage rolls, moussaka, all these Greek specialties, all these sweets. Why to cheat?
We ketonized everything.
I understand that you have the need for something, but
there's an article on
visit Goes Keto.
It's called Ultimate Guide to Never Cheating. It's actually helping people who are struggling and who are occasionally or often falling into a trap and have a lot of other people influencing them and forcing them to eat unhealthy options. So this article was written for them, how to never cheat. And I think it's very easy and easy to read and explained very well. So I think if maybe you don't cheat, but you know somebody who cheats often, give them this article, they will benefit from reading it. And it's on Goes Keto. Everything you can find on GregosKeto.com. We appreciate when
not just recipes.
we appreciate when we receive comments. When somebody tells us they went through the whole article, they read. Our articles are long because they're written.
Even the recipes, they have historical facts. They have always science. It's not just a recipe. Put 5 eggs, butter, and just bake it.
We don't write our articles for search engines. We don't write our articles for SEO, as they like to call it, search engine optimization. No, we are writing our articles to give real information, to help people, to put out our passion. So that's why on Goes Keto website there are long articles, but we are trying to put all the information, all the links to scientific studies, and we are trying to justify every single claim that we make on that website. So visit whenever you can, find an article, maybe something old that you still didn't read, and it can change your day.
Navigate.
So, of course, you can send us an idea or something that you would like us to cover, so we will be happy to write about it.
Yeah, definitely.
If it's nutrition, Apollonas is going to take care of it. If it's lifestyle, I'm going to take care of it. So,
if you don't have questions, let's wait if the guys have some question. And
thank you for joining us. Thank you for participating. We enjoyed this live session, as we enjoy each live session. And we will invite you to stay ketonized to the full potential, because staying ketonized is staying healthy and staying good. So we want each and every one of you to feel good, to look good, and to give back to the society the way we are giving back, to spread the news about ketogenic diet. Deborah joined us in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Deborah. We are really sorry that you were not able to join us earlier. I don't know, maybe you were not able to comment.
Nisha says, thanks, guys. You're welcome.
Thank you, Nisha. Thanks to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Stay positive, and we will see you on Sunday.
As always.
Bye-bye.
See you guys. Bye.